supposed to protect Texas children. We've learned the state says they aren't properly checking those at risk. State officials in charge of protecting Texas' most vulnerable children say they cannot do their jobs. New records from the Department of Family and Protective Services show the scope of this problem. Hundreds of children who reported sexual or physical abuse were not checked on by state workers. KXAN political reporter Phil Prazen found out in some cases they don't know if a child is alive or dead.
Just last month, Colton Turner would have turned 5.
It's hard. Very hard. Hard for my family that he didn't get that first day of school.
His great aunt, Diane Battles, spoke with us by phone and says CPS didn't do their job. They had no idea where he was until he was found dead in a shallow grave.
I feel like Colton would still be here if they would have just acted, if they would have just gone out and searched and hunted high and low for him.
But new documents from the Department of Family and Protective Services show on any given day, nearly 1,000 high-priority calls for abuse go unanswered by CPS. Another 1,800 kids were seen too late, according to state law. And here in Travis County, on average, more than 11 high-priority calls also go unanswered.
I'd like to say that I was surprised by this, but it's not terribly surprising.
Child advocates say there are just too many at-risk children in Texas and not enough caseworkers or CPS investigators.
What's happening now is that it's just compounding, and so we're finally seeing the serious ramifications.
DFPS officials say they're in a $40 million budget shortfall, and next session, they're asking for 510 additional CPS workers. Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
A spokesperson for the Department of Family and Protective Services says numbers released today are only a snapshot. There are many more children they don't know about. We have been following changes to Child Protective Services since Colton Turner was found dead 2 years ago. Just this April, a KXAN investigation revealed caseworkers were struggling to close cases where children have been neglected or abused. The department requires investigations be complete in 60 days to help prevent more cases of abuse. A CPS spokesperson told us despite changes in the last 2 years to prevent staff burnout and to improve training, some workers don't have time to complete their investigations. She pointed to an increase in the number of child abuse cases in the state. You can see that story online right now at KXAN.com. Just click on the Investigations tab at the top of the screen.